Lewis Rubongwa of the National Unity Platform, Abdallah Walangarira, the PFF candidate, Shaba Susan of the Patriotic League. There we go. Very interesting.
No, we don't have any political party called Patriotic League.
Friend, that one
she should be independent.
Independent.
Yeah.
Abraham Luzi and Moses Mohanji. Those are definitely some of the faces that you will see on the NBS at 10 p.m. But let's cross over to the rest of the country, and this morning we want to start off with Alex Mgashe, who is in Mbara. It is the CFO there, Mbareche, who is under fire over alleged misconduct. The City Council cites defiance and poor work ethics. Authorities say the CFO ignored repeated warnings. Alex Mgashe, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get into it. The wrangles there, what are they all about, and how are they affecting service delivery in Mbara City? Alex.
Thank you very much, Tracy and Mildred. Good morning to you. Good morning to you watching us. Now, as white as it may appear, that is the Mbara City Council offices, and as white as it may appear, one would suggest that there are no stains on and even in there. But that is subjective, because as we speak, yesterday there was a council meeting where quite a number of issues came up, and one of those is that where the Chief Finance Officer, that is Mr. David Mbareche, has been accused of misconduct, unprofessionalism, delay of releasing funds to contractors, but also indiscipline. And this comes from about 24 of colleague staff from this very city council. Now, in his defense, he says that this is just intended to malign and character assassinate him. And he says that most of these allegations are not true. He has been working together with colleagues, but also releasing funds to contractors. And in fact, that suggests that most of the projects that we see in the city that are stalling, for instance, the Kakoba road, where the road about 1.2 kilometers stretching from Kakoba roundabout, for those who are very much familiar with Mbara City, stretching all through to Bishop Stuart University, that road has stalled for some time, much as the construction began a little earlier, around mid last year, but up to now it is not yet complete. So the city council members say, about 24 of them, that Mr. Mbareche is not working in harmony with them. And in his defense, he says that this is just intended to malign him. Now, the council has resolved that they constitute a 20 committee member committee that are going to investigate this further. So we are waiting for the investigations to come out, but that suggests that some of the projects that we see here in Mbara City could be as a result of delay of release of funds from the finance office, and because that is part of the accusations. So we are only waiting to see what the committee will come out. The investigation report could come out about 2 weeks from now. So we will be waiting for that to make sure that we dig deeper on what exactly happened. That is what is happening here. Mildred and Tracy, let me get back to you at the Political Command Center. Good morning.
Good morning indeed, Alex Mgashe. Quite the standoff there, especially if you have a CFO that is not in good terms with the other technocrats. But 2 weeks is not far from now. They'll definitely be releasing a report on how he has been managing. But it's a tough call for Mbareche, because if you're looking at projects delaying because you're delaying to release funds, and that happens to be confirmed, what does that say about your career? But we'll definitely keep that story. We will follow up with Alex Mgashe, but Mildred is taking us elsewhere.
All right, let's get to Mbale, where Gerald Matembo is coming through to us. Namisindwa residents there are, well, decrying a number of issues coming through, especially for this election. It's that time when we will be seeing whether their cries do get to hit deaf ears, or they will actually be listened to, and a number of these issues or concerns will actually be addressed. So Gerald Matembo is going to be joining us in just a bit to give us more and more details. with regard to what cries, this is the time to cry. Mukabe bannange.
This
is the time.
Cry. Poor hospitals cry. Residents.
This is that Temwafuna PDM cry out, because after that we are going to be concentrating on the Chisanja just to make sure that we can be able to move.
But
that's
also,
what
Amma, remember who is making you cry. We are going to to vote. And vote wisely, because you might cry longer.
We are not saying you cry for.
We are just saying
cry. Cry with a bit of target. Let's get to Gerald Matembo with the details. Gerald, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mildred. You know, it's campaign time, and the people of Namisindwa in particular are among those who have expressed frustration with the campaign messages. Now, Namisindwa is 8th district old, and when the district was created, it promised service delivery to the people, and since then they have elected leaders. But we were back in Namisindwa after the president's campaign trail, and the people are expressing disappointment, despite the president, of course, promising a number of services, including livelihood programs. The people of Namisindwa still remain disappointed because they have not had health center 4. They only have health center 3s, but also what they anticipated the most was the Magale, Bupoto, Bubutu, the road that leads to Ruakaka border. That is Magale, Bupoto, Bumbo, Ruakaka Road, which has been promised, and the message that has appeared in almost all the campaign messages during the campaign period. Much as the president has assured them that this road will be worked on, they still believe that their leaders, they elect, especially those at national and local level, have not helped them. I'm joined by one of the leaders in Namisindwa. He has been a youth councillor, and right now he's the NRM flag bearer for the Namisindwa district chairperson. That is Emma Bwayo. You are welcome on Morning Breeze.
Thank you, sir.
The people of Namisindwa, while the president was there recently, he assured them that the road will be worked on. But the concern that the leaders have let them down, because over the years, they keep promising that these things will be worked on. The district up to now has no health center for. The road is not about to be worked on much as the president promised. Where is the problem?
Like you stated, the nation is among the young districts. But of course, that one doesn't mean that we don't deserve services. I partly agree with the locals, but the blame should be shared across board. Yes, the president, who is our national flag bearer for president, came, and our theme is protecting the gains. Regardless of the few hiccups, we also have very many things we are meant to protect. But on specifically the issue of the road network and health, like you raised, it comes back to all of us as the voters blame leaders. They equally need also to be blamed. That over time, we need to get leaders whose interests align with the roles. That we always get leaders who occupy spaces and really don't push things to be done. But for the sake of the facility, has been mentioned over and over, and if even the road. Well, the issue of the road is not only that road. They would want from Kufu, Buhaweka, Bukoto, Magale, Mumbo, Ruakaka. We have other roads which are equally very bad. But I also want to call upon the voters. We shouldn't be questioning blames all the time. I think before we even think of sourcing for blames, we really need to also utilize this campaign's time and the entire process of electioneering, that we get leaders who will really push for things to happen.
Are you insinuating, because the people are actually frustrated, they think that it's you, the leaders, that have not pushed for things, especially at parliamentary level? You have 3 members of parliament, and they feel that much as these things have not been addressed, it's entirely dependent on the leaders.
It comes back to the broader question, the fundamental one of quality now. That we really need to also address the issue of quality. So it is high time, not just Namisindwa, but the entire country. It's high time we moved away from tokenism and politics of populism, now politics of quality, and getting leaders on merit. But leaving that aside, I understand their frustrations. They are right. But I don't agree with them entirely blaming local leaders. That until we learn that we need to share the blame, voters, leaders, and even those meant at
What
the
blame
leadership
exactly
services.
should the voters share after electing you to advocate?
See, we get excited when it gets into time for politicking, and quality becomes a secondary. Populism, tokenism, and the money takes center stage. And if we can't really source for a permanent solution to that, we are still blaming. We shall still rotate in a vicious cycle of blame that every leader will be bad. We continue with what I'm really saying in communities. And also, we might blame leaders, but some leaders also don't exactly know their roles. I've been around, not just in this but even in other communities.
You have been in the district council. What has failed you as a leader?
I don't want to use it as an example. I've been around and I monitor most councils. But you realize that you even get a councillor, a local councillor who doesn't even know their roles. They think being a councillor at a parish level, you have to wake up every morning and report to a sub-county every day. Maybe if you're a councillor at the district, you have to go at the districts every day to pressure civil servants and scare them. So until we really teach our leaders their exact roles and ensure that we get the right people for the right jobs, we are still rotating in a vicious cycle of blame at local level.
Thank you very much. Now, Mildred and the viewers, the people of Namisindu are commercial farmers, specifically dealing in coffee and onions. And while the president is talking about wealth creation, these are people who, majority of them, especially in the highlands, are already into that. But the challenge they face is the issue of the roads. It's a very big concern there. But like one of the leaders is saying that when it comes to election, the people of Namisindu tend to focus more on electing leaders that give them money. And at the end of the day, they do not get the services, and they again blame the same leaders. In the previous elections, they elected 3 members of parliament, but one of them, that is Apollo Masika, who is also indisposed, has not been so much visible on the ground. The woman member of parliament has never been made show ever since she was elected, and she has never come back to the district. They are now remained with one member of parliament, that is John Musila, alias Rastaman, who is, of course, many know him as Rastaman. And with him alone at national level, it seems they have struggled to push for certain things to come. And as the election cycle comes, as we head into the 2026 elections, the people of Namisindu have been cautioned to this time round, look around for capable leaders rather than focusing on money. And this, of course, is the message that cuts across the